What's up? It's your boy Paulie C coming at you with another episode of Carpet Cleaning Guys Vlogs. Kick back in the passenger seat and let's go. We're off to a hotel where we have 4 units. All 4 units do have some type of odor issue. And I'll explain to you the 2 methods of choice that I'll be using to remediate those problems. Further along in the video, you could see it is a gorgeous day here in the Pacific Northwest. We are leaving Bainbridge Island and heading across the bridge soon to Poulsbo, Washington. And there is where we're going to handle our work. I do want to say you can do this business very economically, or you can do it very expensively. It's up to you as far as what equipment, but you can learn all the various modes by watching this channel. So here's the NV200 van, mini cargo van. There is my setup for this particular job. We got a little cart. We got a 2-gallon pump-up sprayer. We got something mysterious in that toolbox, a mighty pad, an Iron Man pad, and the mini orbital cleaner, which we'll be using today. That is an Auric orbiter, runs about $350 to $419 these days. And there's the mystery. What was that? There's 2 of them. 2 of these rooms, this being one of them, was heavily smoked, full of marijuana. And marijuana can get in those mattresses, those sheets, the chair, the walls, the carpet for sure. Anything that's a fiber, it can just get right in and that stench is going to be there. It's heavily saturated on the blinds. They did try opening the window, which I am going to be shutting. You want to keep in mind the 3 P's when you're using an ozone machine. That's not policy. That is people, pets, and plants. Whenever you're using an ozone machine, no people, no pets, no plants in the area that you're treating. It will cause damage to lungs, could kill a person or an animal, and it'll definitely kill plants. This particular unit has a timer on it, and it puts out, I believe it's 10,000 units, and if I set it for a half-hour treatment on this tiny room, it will just do its job. You can look up Ozone on Google, and it'll explain how it actually separates the 2 oxygen molecules, and when it separates them, they get cleaned by a 3rd molecule that comes into play. After the system is done, you wait about 30 minutes to an hour to re-enter the room. That's why we have the timer. I'll set this for 30 minutes, and I'll be back in an hour to collect my equipment. That gives it 30 minutes to kind of let the air dissipate. Then you go in, and you want to kind of recycle, open some windows, let new fresh air develop in there. And that door, they usually leave open while I'm working here so that they can come inspect it. But you definitely want to seal the room off. So you want to shut the windows, shut off the vent fans, and leave it running. It'll turn off automatically, and shut the door fully. No cracks. This is the other room, which is going to be getting a marijuana and pet odor treatment. You can see, again, blinds, anywhere there's fabric. We're going to set the unit up. In this one, the same way. I've got the unit propped up on the box. You can get more than 2 units. I carry 2 units with me, but I will tell you these are worth their weight in gold. I think it was about $69 a piece. And you can do, for a 30-minute treatment, I usually charge anywhere from $50 to $75. That way, it does a 30-minute treatment, and then I can come back within an hour. So there's no physical labor. It's all done through the machine. Some people think, well, why wouldn't I just buy one of these and do it myself? Well, the instructions aren't very good on these machines. I've been to places where we've walked in and the maid services had these running while they're showing me the room, and in some of my hotels, and I say, no, 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 this is so bad for you. Plus, if something were to happen and the equipment fails, I carry a $1 million and a $2 million aggregate liability insurance. So I'm covered where you may not be. If you're, depending on your homeowner's insurance or whatnot, your renter's insurance. Again, I'm going to seal the room off on this one. The other thing is maintaining and taking care of the equipment. They'll sell this stuff relatively cheap on Amazon. And then people just run them, especially guys that buy them for business use. You have to know the life of the plate, how to properly clean those ozone generating plates. So there's a lot more to it than just throwing a machine up there and going for it. The same goes with the cleaning process. So those two rooms are set for a half-hour treatment. We'll be back in an hour. No labor. It's going to completely destroy the smell of marijuana. Then these next two rooms that I have, they are just pet odors, and it's not urine or poo. It's more of just a dog odor. But you can see it doesn't help when the trash is still in the room. There's pizza boxes, there's beer. So some of the smells that you're going to get aren't actually coming from the carpet fiber itself. That's something to be aware of. And then mattresses and the curtains again. These are all things that I can't control unless I'm doing an ozone treatment. I'm strictly treating the carpets. So what I'll be doing on these particular carpets in the next two rooms is I will be cleaning them. They've been vacuumed. There's another trash can full of stuff. Beautiful day, as you could tell on the drive up. This shouldn't take more than about an hour and 15 minutes or so total for the job. So, all right, let's get going. Again, another inexpensive item. You got your pump-up sprayer. They run about maybe $40. Get you a good tip on there. I usually get what's called a 110 O2, which means it is 110 degree spray angle. And then the O2 is the orifice size, I'm not sure how you say that, of the hole, which determines how much spray comes out. You can get those usually where you buy your sprayer. Then back there is the Oric. Again, if you use it correctly, you can get amazing results. And I will tell you, as far as these smaller hotel rooms go, I do use my swirly quite often. But sometimes getting around the back side of the bed in these particular units has been kind of difficult. I have to reposition the machine and sometimes reach down and pull the knob out, lower the handle, lift the handle. With the Oric Orbiter, I can maneuver in and out very simply, and you could see I'm not covering a large area of carpet, which means it's not going to take me as long, and the bigger 15-inch or 17-inch machine isn't really going to cut down on my time here. I'll get this sprayed on there real good. I will show you at the end of the video what was added into the product. The product that I'm using today is Awesome End Cap, which is a encapsulation cleaning solution. And then I put in a odor destroyer, which we'll talk about, and how cheap it is to get and make ready to use gallons. I do have a pressure cordless sprayer, my Works. If I had larger areas and needed to lay the solution down a lot quicker, I could always use that. You could see that in my previous videos. But with the pump-up sprayer, I can control exactly what I'm putting down a little slower, never in a hurry. That is the 17-inch Mighty microfiber scrubbing strip pad. Excuse me, at the hiccups. And I just chose to use this one today because that's what was at the front of my van. I do have a Iron Man, I believe, also that I'm gonna use. Initially starting off, I should have probably misted the pad. It's a little dry going over that light pre-spray, but it is cleaning amazing. When I say I should have pre-sprayed it, you could see that cleaning pass. What's happening is it's pulling the pads kind of a little more aggressive because it's not completely damp yet. So I'm having difficulties with one hand, so I'll cut it off and I'll come back once it gets a little more moisture in it, so it's easier to show how it's working. But you could see, looking good so far. We'll come back, we'll clean that ridge along the bed and then further our way out. A lot of people ask me about the handle on the machine. You can order that little red handle. It comes red, blue, or yellow from Amazon. Just look up back ease, EZ handle. And I think they're like $9.99 a piece. You can see here, looking fantastic. Any odors that were in the carpet have been completely neutralized, also been cleaned, looking good. This is the second unit that's being cleaned and deodorized via pre-spray treatment and solutions that I've chosen. I've already told you the one solution is Ozone cap. I'll put a link in the description below. Here we pulled this out. I don't know if you can see that. It looks like maybe something spilt. Not sure if that's food, coffee, or what. We are going to get that right out. The Ozone cap alone will do the work. And then the odor removing formula, which I'll show you at the end of the video, will also take care of any bacteria. Most of these units are all pretty much identical. Some do have variations in carpet style. So here we go again, much easier. I could put a glider on this if I wanted to, but I don't need a glider really on commercial carpet. Check out how that oversized pad just goes beautifully along the edge of that furniture. No scratches, no bumping, no banging, actually cleaning. This is something that I happened to see one of my carpet cleaning buddies who has a YouTube channel using these bigger pads, I think on stairs, and I decided to try it out today. Very nice when you're in close quarters like this. This will do a fantastic job. I'll decide when I'm done going through this if I need to come back with an Iron Man cotton pad to absorb anything. I may choose not to, and that's just for the simple effect of leaving just a little moisture from the product that is killing the odor down a little bit longer. Still going to get an average dry time of about an hour on all of these units. Immediate dry time on the Ozone, since we're just doing it via the oxygen molecules and no liquid. So you could see all of these items that I'm using are very inexpensive. I get a lot of flack sometimes about them, but if you use the equipment the right way and professionally, then you can, it might take you a little longer. And there's always applications like stairs or small areas like this. I mean, look at that. Just tuck it right up and under. I can get it under the air conditioning unit. So there's some benefits to this, but a lot of times carpet cleaners, and me included, I've been watching some of these guys just getting into so much different equipment, so many different sprayers, so many different chemicals, so many different services, wood, tile, showers, just you name it. 3 or 4 different methods they use for cleaning upholstery. And the length of time that somebody puts into a job that I think is not necessary, and I'm not knocking anybody, but I have a lot of people that follow me that got interested in carpet cleaning and are into the business now. Some of them have been spellbound by this, get more equipment, bigger equipment. And yes, I always show you my equipment. I have quite a few different things, but that was all done during the learning curve of getting into VLM. And I just will tell you, I absolutely love it when I come back to this smaller machine. Even the pump-up sprayer, my grooming brush, I'm not bringing the entire van into someone's home. And I'm not knocking you if you are. I'm just saying, geez, is it really necessary? Do you need to kill yourself in some of these circumstances? I watch, and sometimes people are starting a job and the sun's up in the air, and it's maybe a 4 or 5 bedroom home, and then when they leave and pack up, it's pitch black outside. Come on, that's not what self-employment's all about, at least not in my opinion. And I have no shortage of work, and I have plenty of referrals and repeats. I make a very good living, very, very good living, what I'm doing. So I'm not just whistling Dixie. If you're a young buck and you want to start adding all these different services in, and your car detailing, and your, rather than just focus on one area, more power to you. Again, I'm not knocking anybody. I'm just saying, especially to the guys that have been in the business for 20 plus years, come on, guys and gals. We've been down that road. I've done all the different pieces of equipment, and I just choose to do the VLM low moisture. I sometimes get off the beaten path, and I look for different equipment and adding more steps, multiple pads. I think we all do it, don't we? But in reality, if you want to enjoy your job and you want to be able to do your job, long after you've been in it for 20 years plus, things don't get any easier when it comes to physical labor. And you can see there's not a whole lot of physical labor going on here. I'm obviously not running hoses or, buckets or water or any crazy stuff. I'm not coming in with a CRB and going over it with that, then vacuuming, then going over it again with the CRB and the solution, and then patting it, and then steam cleaning it. It's, in my opinion, overkill. You got to look at what you're cleaning and take care of, your vacuuming, get your pre-spotting out of the way, look at that. Offer some services where you can make money. Yes, I do tile, wood, but what I do, I'll use the machine you were just looking at, or my swirly, and I offer a spray and buff. So I'm not bringing in any sanders or anything like that. So I digress. I just say, hey, keep it simple. I think you'll be a lot happier. You don't need every single tool in the box. These things, $60, just paid for themselves again. 30 minutes later, the 30-minute treatment, the air smells of ozone, smells fresh to me. But you don't want to enter until after at least 30 minutes. Can irritate your throat in some cases, but get your equipment, pack it up, get your Auric Orbiter, your buggy, you're ready to go. I'm going to go pick up my other piece of equipment. So within an hour and 15 minutes, I've made plenty of money. But the key to this particular account is not me and the money or the products I'm using. It's that my client calls me back over and over and over. And if you think that this marijuana smell in these 2 units could be treated any other way, I promise you, no. They try, they spray, they do all kinds of things, and then they call me and I come in, and these were awful, really awful. And the ozone treatment knocks it out every time. I don't know what it is. It's just the way the ozone works. It gets into more spaces, into the curtains. And like I said, the most important part is my client. If my client's not happy, then yes, I'm going to change my method or my products, or I'll refer them to somebody who has what they're looking for. But I've built my business around the clients that I want. I don't want to go into a home that has been potty urined on and dog crap left for me to pick up, or in somewhere where somebody didn't even own a vacuum for 3 years. That is not the customer that is going to seek me out. My prices are a little higher. That weeds out a lot of the price shoppers, but everything's included, as well as a 100% money back guarantee. If you're not happy for any reason within the first 7 days, I'll immediately come back out and clean or re-clean or retreat any areas that you're not satisfied with. And then after that, if you're still not happy, no questions asked, I'm giving you all of your money back and we part ways. But I always do my best. I haven't had to do any refunds. There you go. That's the NV200 on this wide angle. Sure looks like a big Mercedes Sprinter van, but it's not. Again, the little NV200 is perfect for the amount of equipment and what I'm using. And look at that simple setup. I barely broke a sweat. I'm on my way home. I'm not pulling hoses. I'm not pulling tons of equipment out or trying different things. What I'm doing is using Kaput. This little jar, I want you to read it. 1/2 of a tablespoon will make 2 ready-to-use gallons. Isn't that crazy? I mean, you'll get about 60 gallons of ready-to-use Kaput, which is stabilized ClO2. I added that 1 straight gallon into my 2-gallon sprayer, along with the 1 gallon of water and awesome end cap. I keep an older jug that I used to buy it in liquid form, the Kaput, so I can make up a gallon, have it ready to go. It'll last up to about a year in that bottle. So there you go. Check out the description below for a link to where you can get the same products if you want to use them. Otherwise, I hope I didn't bend your ear too much or go on a rant. I certainly appreciate you all taking a few minutes out of your day to watch my videos.